And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is going to be a beautiful day out today and a beautiful week. I'll tell you all about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, I had a chance to sit down from Third Mutual, Ray Brenninghaus, and he told us all the stuff that's going on with Third. We're going to talk about some things that are going on with M&C in Third, and also landscape and a few other things as well. Then we got Eileen is here today from the Village Library. She's going to tell us what's going on in the library. And she said there's big news. We're going to find out what that is all about. And from the Tea Party Sentinels, Richard Palmer is here today. Their meeting is a little bit different date and time coming up. It's going to be May 29th, which is a Tuesday, and we're going to talk about that. And I think the first segment we're going to bring you is over the weekend on Saturday. The Men's Golf Club had the Memorial Golf Tournament, and so we're going to bring you that segment. Now, there are no meetings today as far as committee meetings and that sort of thing, so we can get right into the weather. And beautiful weather. Yesterday, we were down at Dana Point for Mother's Day, and it was actually where I live up in the foothills. I thought it was going to be cold and foggy. We get down to the beach. It was absolutely beautiful. A little fog today, but the way it's going to work this week is mostly sunny after morning marine fog. That's really what it looks like throughout the week. Now on Thursday, there is still a little chance of maybe some drizzle coming in because of a low pressure system, but 2 of the 3 forecasts that I looked at, that was taken out. So we'll see about that. But we're below normal right now. We should be looking more about 76, 77. But otherwise, it's just pleasant. And as I said, yesterday we had kind of the same weather, and we were down at Dana Point, and it cleared up, and it was spectacular down there. I mean, it really was. So good chance to go down to the beaches this week, and yes, it'll be cool. You might need a light jacket in the evening, but get down there before all the art festivals start up. This is the month you want to get down there because it's very nice. Looking around Orange County and elsewhere today, you can see that the temperatures once again, except for Palm Springs, 90 degrees and Arrowhead, those are pretty normal temperatures for them, but everywhere else is below temp by, anywhere from about 3 to 5 degrees or so. So a little bit below normal. However, like I said, you get down to the beach communities a little bit later on today, and it's going to be beautiful really throughout Orange County. It's going to be really nice today once that fog layer, that marine layer kind of lifts, just like we had yesterday. So go out and enjoy it. And as I said, those art festivals are coming up pretty darn soon, which are wonderful. They are great, but it gets crowded down there. Go down and enjoy some of the beach communities right now before all that starts. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
And I'd like to welcome Roy Brenninghaus, who's of course on the Third Mutual Board. Good to see you, sir.
Good morning. Good to see you
Good.
again.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, very nice.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, so did I.
Hope you did.
I had a nice time with my wife and daughter for Mother's Day, so it was great. So we're going to talk about what's going on Third, and the first thing is there were a couple people that were appointed to the board because, as many of you folks know, we had a couple members leave. One went to GRF, and the other one left for some their own reasons.
Right.
And now you got 2 more.
Now we got
filled
2
the
more.
slots.
Thank heavens.
Yes.
As you know, Ken, we do an awful lot of work.
Yeah.
And meetings. So it's great to have these 2 folks, back on or on the team. We did have an election on Tuesday, and the board chose Kush Bada for one of the vacancies. He will fill out a term of 1 year and 2 months.
Okay.
And we also elected Jack Connolly, and he will also fill out a 1 year and 2 months term. And then they'll have to go for election in front of the whole group, not just the board.
Now, what are some of the backgrounds on these two gentlemen? Were they on any advisory, any of the committees as an advisor?
Yes. Well, actually, they've shown interest, appeared at some of our meetings. They were
Okay.
not fully assigned as advisors, but that
Okay.
is a good way to get on the board. If you work with our committees as an advisor, you kind of get to know all the things that we get into, and it makes it easier for you when you get on the board. That's kind of the way I got involved in the board. But both these gentlemen have business backgrounds. They also have management experience, and they both have been on advisory boards, HOA boards. And we were impressed with their not only their backgrounds, but their view of what their role is on the board. As you know, boards don't get into the weeds, or they shouldn't get into the weeds of management. That's what staff is for.
Right.
Boards set policy, boards review and take care of strategy, long-term plans, short-term plans. That's what boards get into, and they give guidance to the
Right.
staff. We do have occasionally folks want to roll up their sleeves and get into something that they're really interested in. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So these two guys demonstrated that they understand the difference.
That's very good.
So we're excited.
That's good. And it's, to fulfill those vacancies fairly quickly is always good. So
Right. This didn't take very long.
There's not
Yeah.
more on the board members that are still there.
Right, because we had to pick up the slack.
Well, I'm sure they'll be met on your next board meeting,
Yes,
which
they
will
will.
be coming up tomorrow.
That's right.
Okay, so
right.
people tune in and just for third and meet the new board members.
Exactly.
All right, so you got a couple of things you want to get to?
Yes.
And we're going to talk about some of the budget things.
Well, I did. I wanted to talk about the budget process.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of mythology about how we manage the residents' money. And we have a formal budget process. And the first thing that we did this year in third, which I think is relatively new, is we had what we call pre-budget meetings for both the management, the maintenance and construction committee and the landscape committee, because that's where all the money really goes, to those two areas. And what we tried to do was to come up with worked with staff, come up with an idea as to where our priorities are and where the money needs to be spent for next year. And those meetings are very productive. We will be taking our recommendations to the full board at the end of this month from both of those committees. And then when that is finished, the board will set the recommendations to, the board-approved recommendations to the CEO, Brad Hudson, and he will review it with his staff, and then he will bring that back to the full board, and the board will approve it.
Okay.
So the notion that staff just runs amok and spends money wherever they want to is not true. It's simply not true. And once the budget is set, and we start the new year in January, as you probably know, every one of the boards has a finance committee.
Right.
And what we do in those meetings is we go line by line, expenditures, revenues, every month. So if anything's out of whack or things aren't progressing, we'll spot it and we'll correct it. So we have a very close rein on how those dollars, precious dollars, are spent. And we also, every year, we audit the entire, all the budgets and all the expenditures in the village. And that's done, by an outside professional group. I think Pete Marwick is our auditor. So, not much gets by.
Yeah.
Our CEO isn't hiding money to spend on things he wants to spend it on.
All right, yes.
So that's our process.
And of course, we're just about getting to that process. In some ways, has started.
It started.
So you wanted to talk about what you call kind of the heavy hitters, and in M&C and in landscape.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
You pick those two committees; those are heavy hitters for sure.
Well, that's
yeah.
where the bulk of the program money
Yeah.
is allocated. And the important thing to understand is that some of these things are ongoing year after year.
Yes, they are.
We're
Yeah.
trying to fix the infrastructure and trying to improve the infrastructure. And so maintenance and construction spends the bulk of their money on things like exterior paint, roofing replacement, dry rot repair. Those are the ones that are over $1 million, $1.5 million.
Yeah, and of course the
$1.6 million.
dry rot is something that I know you folks from Third have talked about on and off.
Mm-hmm.
That you know, it's now being part of the, I guess it's the ongoing maintenance plan and exterior paint. And
Right.
you get to that before you go in and
Right.
and paint. And in some cases, if something's a little bit more serious, and somewhere else you might have to kind of
Right.
leapfrog up to that one
Yeah.
and get that repaired quickly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So these projects that we're working on, also exterior lighting, waistline remediation, very important, and building structure repair, all of those are over 500,000.
Yeah.
And the total for that particular group is around 7 million, 7.5 million.
Yeah.
But as you well know, we have 27 projects.
Right.
And
right.
so but these are the ones that take up the bulk of the effort and the money and staff time. And then when you look at the landscape budget, the heavy hitters are lawn maintenance, shrub maintenance, tree maintenance, and finally slope maintenance, which is like $335,000 per year, the slope maintenance. But what we're thinking about for 2019 is slope rejuvenation.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's very important because the soil, when the soil gets bad, it doesn't matter what you plant, it's
No.
not going to grow. And so we also have to change the mix of what we have on the slopes.
Mhm. Slopes have always been an issue.
Well,
for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons
slope.
in this part of the country.
Yeah.
Because you do get heavy rains and you get drought and then
Mm-hmm.
you get the landslides, and you know, it got pretty nasty north of LA this year.
Yes,
but
it did.
fortunately, our slopes aren't quite that big because we're not next to the mountains.
Yeah.
But the other focus that we're going to have for next year is fire prevention, particularly
Yes.
on our western border.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brush out there, and unfortunately, we don't control or own a lot of the areas. As you know, it's a wilderness area. The city of Irvine and Laguna Beach own some of that
Yeah.
land, so we have to kind of cooperate and work with them to mitigate the possibility of fire. And as we continue this drought, it becomes more and more and more important.
Yeah. And some of this, of course, you work with the Orange County Fire Authority,
Right.
and they come in and they all pretty much mandate, you need to change this here.
That's right.
I'm talking about what's on
Yes.
Third's land,
Yes.
of course.
Yeah.
But it's like anything else, you know,
Right.
they come in and go, you know what, there's a reason we're telling you
Right.
this
Well,
has to be done.
certain trees,
Yeah.
certain bushes are very susceptible to, when fire hits them,
Yeah.
they explode.
Yeah.
You know, like the eucalyptus tree.
Yeah.
Those things are filled with oil.
Yeah.
And when the fire hits them, they just boom, and then that's what spreads
Yeah.
so quickly. So we have to be mindful of that and, you know, concentrate on the difficult areas. And then finally, another focus that we're finally beginning to work on is to convert a lot of our landscape to what we call Mediterranean climate landscape, because
Yeah.
that's what we have here is a Mediterranean climate. Now, you know, as our president said last week, you know, we're not going to plant olive trees everywhere, unfortunately, and grapevines and so forth.
Yes.
But we are going to, you know, try to find the right mix of trees and plants and work that into our approvals in terms of what we can plant and what we can't plant, and we'll also be converting some of the areas to this
Yeah.
more tolerant landscape.
And that's something that's ongoing. It takes time, and
It takes a lot of time.
It's not inexpensive.
No, and that's exactly right, and it won't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is lay out a 5-year plan so that we can eventually get to where we want to get to.
Yeah.
And that's part of our strategic planning effort.
Yeah. Well, that's you know, it's good. And coming up, as I said, the budget process for 2019 is beginning,
Yeah.
and it'll be ongoing until August or so.
Right.
So it takes some
Yeah.
time.
Take some time.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of staff work.
Yeah, and a lot of things to look into.
That's right. That's right.
Very good.
So good.
I'm glad you could come on today.
Well, I got one more thing to talk
Okay,
about.
all
right. If we got the time, Ken.
Oh, of course.
I want to talk about our energy infrastructure effort. And I think everybody saw in the blast, I guess it was last week, our Friday email to all of the residents, that Southern California Edison has announced a program to replace cables and transformers
Right.
in and around the village. And they will give us, they're supposed to give us all, the residents, 72 hours notice by a variety of means. But it's terribly important for our residents who have medical equipment like oxygen and you know, requiring electric pumps and anything that they have that requires electricity, to understand when those outages are going to occur.
Right.
And take appropriate steps, either to go visit with relatives or to go to a clubhouse or whatever. Because these outages are planned in advance. They're not like the ones that happen periodically without a plan. But it's very important for these folks. The other thing that they can do, the residents can do, is register with Southern California Edison. They do have a program so that they will know that if they knock out power to this particular area where some of these residents who require, you know, electricity for their medical equipment, they can work
Yeah.
around that, and they could give proper notice. You have to tell them how you want to be noticed, whether it's cell phone, regular phone, email, text, whatever. But they will put that in the file, in your file. So it's
Okay.
important for
Yeah.
residents to call SCE. And the second thing we did, I think it was last week, was to approve a contract for an energy consultant. Now, this energy consultant is going to look at our entire electrical infrastructure and take a long look at it and give us some ideas about how we can improve it over time. This is not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but we are concerned about making sure that we can accommodate the increasing need for power. And if we start creating plug-ins for electric vehicles and so forth, you know, that's going to take more power, and everybody's using more power.
Yeah.
So, you know, can't have too much of it.
No, and so it's an ongoing thing.
Right.
The infrastructure over the next few years, electrical infrastructure,
Yeah.
for many folks is going to
Yes.
be changing drastically.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's all I got.
All right.
You got any questions?
No, I think you covered everything. I
Okay.
appreciate you coming on.
Oh, it's been fun.
And folks, again, tomorrow at 9:30, of course, is the third meeting, and you're welcome to
In
go
the
down
boardroom.
there or tune in. It's your choice.
In the boardroom.
In the boardroom.
In the boardroom.
Good to see you, sir. Take
Good to
care.
see you. Thank you.
We'll be right
Ken.
back.
You've trusted the doctors at Harvard Eye Associates with your eyes for the last 4 decades. Now it's time to trust us with your face. Our board-certified surgeons and aesthetic nurse offer the latest in facial aesthetic treatments, such as Botox, dermal fillers, laser skin rejuvenation, eyelid surgery, and face and neck lift surgery. Call us today to schedule your complimentary cosmetic consultation. 949-951-2020. Ask about our limited time savings on Botox and dermal fillers.
And with me right now is Eileen Ordway of the Village Library. Always good to see you.
Good
Welcome
to see you,
back.
Ken. Glad to be here.
Well, what's going on? I heard that you now are getting you have some iPads in, and they're primarily for people to look up things, right?
Yes, yes. You know, as I was thinking about what would I talk about on the show this week, I thought, there's nothing exciting happening at the library right now. It's the same old, so I'd go back to the basics and talk about the things we have.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, I went in to do some backroom kind of work, that there's always something that needs to be done, and I was walking past the reading area, and boom, there's 2 iPads sitting there all set up by IT. they've been talking about it for a couple months, but I have no idea that they were actually going to be set up. So we now have 2 computers, 2 iPads that people will be able to go search anything they want on the internet. So it should be exciting for our patrons.
Now, are they there just to look up things for the library, or like you said,
No, yeah, on Saturday apparently people were checking their email. So
Okay.
anything that they'd want to do. Maybe there's some things locked down that are controversial. I don't know yet, but I don't think so. I think it would be
Okay.
anything that anybody wants to look at on the internet. Prior to this, the only computers that we had available for our patrons were locked down except for our catalog.
Okay.
So now this gives people the opportunity to do other things. So it's going to be exciting to see how it works
what
out.
about, is there a time limit at this point, or you just kind of
Right
see what's going on?
now, the supervisors have not had a chance to, weren't aware that it was going to happen at this
Okay.
point in time, so we haven't had a chance to talk about rules. I think we're probably going to play it by ear and see how it works out. If we start having fist fights in the library,
Yeah.
we'll have to have some sign-up sheets and some time frames and things, but I think we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
Now, are they like just on a desk, or are they mounted? How is that?
In our reading area, we have a section that's just a really long table that people could do puzzles on, or they brought their own computers and used our free Wi-Fi. So these 2 iPads have been set up. They're on stands, so they would face you like this, and it's a touch screen. So they're
Right.
locked down. You can't move them around the library. You have to use them right at those
Okay.
seats.
All right, very
But
good.
there's still room at the table for other things, and I'm going to try and see if we can get a printer hooked up. So, because just the other day, somebody came in and said, "Oh, could they print their boarding pass for an airline?"
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that would be an opportunity. We had
Yeah.
to send them to the PC lab over here.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would be nice to have. So what else is going on there? Any new books, DVDs, that kind of thing coming in? Or is it sort of a slow time of year as far as releases go?
Actually, yeah, the DVDs, it's a little slow. We're having a hard time finding some that we think would be interesting to the people in the village.
Yeah.
But we are starting to get in the Academy Award nominated movies. Like we have Shape of Water, which won the Academy Award. We just got 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Darkest Hour, Call Me by Your Name, I'm sorry. Coco, Wonder, and we got the first season of The Handmaid's Tale is in.
Okay.
So they're all new. Now, right now, they're already checked out, but if somebody'd be interested in seeing them, we'd be happy to reserve them for them, and
Okay.
we'd contact them when it was their turn.
All right, now as far as picking those out, you get notices when they're available, and then I guess you go,
We
know,
have
by-
a DVD buying committee.
yeah,
and they-
Blockbuster movies and that
Yeah,
sort of
they
thing.
kind of have to keep their eye on Amazon. So we buy most of anything that we buy mostly through Amazon.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure if you've done, I'm constantly getting emails for things that, oh, you would probably like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So our committee kind of keeps an eye on those things.
Okay, well, as you get into midsummer and late summer, there's going to be a lot available,
Yeah,
as always.
yes.
What about some new, the book clubs are going okay? I know you start those at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
But can people join those throughout the year?
Absolutely. They're,
Okay, because the books revolve, there's changing every month?
Every month there's a
Okay.
new book,
So
and they've made their selections for the whole entire year. So somebody could come in and get our pamphlet and see
Okay.
what the books were. If they haven't read the book or don't have time to read the book before the next meeting, they're welcome to come in and listen to the conversation. We actually are working on a new pamphlet. Right now we have a pamphlet for library rules, one for the computer, how to access the catalog, and then a third for the book clubs. But we're working on one that will contain everything. So,
Okay. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yes, yes.
Now, people, you can always go to the library and just sit back and read magazines and
Yes, we
things
have,
like that. I don't even know, do people get magazines anymore?
They do, because we
Yeah.
also have a big basket that we keep that people trade them in. So they
Okay.
get them at home, they bring them in, and then maybe take others away.
Okay.
So we have magazines that we have subscriptions for, and we keep the last 6 months and then after 6 months, we put them in the basket for people to take if they'd like. But the subscription ones have to stay in the library. But if somebody was just looking for a couple magazines to take on a trip, they could come in and check out our basket and see if there's anything they'd like to take away with them.
Okay, very good. So if you want to get over to the library, what are the hours again?
Weekdays 10 to 4, Saturday 10 to 1.
Okay, and right
We will be closed Memorial Day,
Okay.
which is coming up.
All right, and right now, if people have anything that they want to donate, do you take things? Do you need stuff at all right now? Because I know, you know, you've told
Yeah.
me certain times of the year you get inundated with stuff, and then if you don't need them, you pass them on to.
Yes.
You kind of donate
We
them
donate them,
yourselves.
yes. Yes, because some things, like James Patterson, we get so many copies. People buy them themselves, and then they
Okay.
don't want to keep them around the house. We appreciate getting things that are published within the last 5 years.
Okay.
Most people don't want to read things older than that. And of the authors that have series, we probably already have most of their older things. So the newer things are what we're looking for.
All right, very good. So get on over to the Village Library if you haven't been there before. They have a lot to offer, and you'll be able to pick out movies and books and all the different things that are all available to you free.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Someone that was just here this morning said she checked out one of our movies,
Yeah.
and it was horrible. And she said, "I'm just so glad I didn't pay to see that."
There you go. I won't ask what it is. You can tell me afterwards. All right, we'll be right back. That's funny. What was it?
Answers Today is a great program that we've just started at our Laguna Hill site. A woman has a new symptom in their breast, whether it's new breast pain, breast lump, a rash on their breast that's new, they can call in and get into the office within 24 hours and be seen by a physician and have some imaging to have an answer before the end of that day. So this is a very powerful program. I would much rather spend the rest of my career preventing cancer than actually treating it.
After researching all of the golf cart companies in the area, I finally decided on Cartmart to purchase mine, primarily because of their professional attitude, great customer service, friendly people. I've worked with Jared and Tony, who's one of the service people, is just absolutely phenomenal. I've had a few issues that they took care of with a smile on their face, and put a big smile on my face. The prices are competitive. They'll work with you on not only the pricing, but also just on the service part of it. They were the only ones that offered a full 1-year warranty on the cart itself, which was huge for me, especially when you're buying a used one. So other than that, I just think that great place to do business, and that the people are just really nice there. That's what I liked about it the most. Made it easy for me. If you're in the market to buy a golf cart, you owe it to yourself to check out Cartmart.
The El Toro Water District Phase 2 Recycled Water Expansion Project has installed over 21,000 feet of recycled water pipelines and is now over 75% complete. The final pipeline installations, as well as installations of service lines and final paving, should be complete by July. The connections of the individual irrigation systems to the new recycled water pipelines should be complete by the end of the year. The district sincerely appreciates your patience as we enhance the water supply resources in the Laguna Woods area.
Welcome back. With me right now is Richard Palmer. He is the president of the Tea Party Sentinels. And the first thing I want to say is your meeting is at a different time.
Yeah, next day.
Yeah, the next day. Because of the Memorial Day holiday, their meeting will be on Tuesday, May 29th, still at Clubhouse 7, but at 6 o'clock.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about this because I hate to give it up, but you know, it was a holiday and we didn't expect that many people to come.
Yeah.
But when we had an opportunity to have Mike Muser. He's running for Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the main speaker. He's an attorney, and he's really up on the voting fraud.
Now, is Mark from this area, from Orange County?
I'm not sure where
Okay,
he's from.
all right. I know, I'm just seeing that he was, has a legal background,
Oh, yeah.
and now he's running for Secretary of State.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's really important because, you know, California is like a magnet. It just pulls in a lot of illegal people.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of coming in are, you know, are not criminals, but we have a real criminal element coming in.
Mhm.
That's what the concern is.
Right.
And so the need for a wall is no longer arguable. You know, we need to, there's drug trafficking, sex offenders, rapists, murders. I mean, all these, I mean, I think this, south of our border, they get rid of all their criminal element by sending them to
Send them our way.
Yeah. So
Well-
we have to do something.
Right. Now, as far as looking up something about Mark Mauser, is he currently an elected official, or he's just a lawyer right now?
He's a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure
Yeah,
if he has already run for something or is on something. or
Right.
not. Okay.
No, he's really gung-ho on this. In fact, I met him, I think it was Friday, in Aliso Viejo. We were at a political gathering for one of the men running for
Mhm.
Congress. So I met him there, and he's very easy to talk to, you know.
Yeah.
He should do a real great job because, you know, the Secretary of State verifies the voting rolls, so.
Right. That's true.
That's, I mean, that's his meat. So
Yeah.
it's really a shame. You know, the Constitution of California states that illegal, you know, people that are here that are not citizens cannot vote.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how they're getting around that, but you know, because they declared California as a sanctuary state, I mean, the whole state is concerned,
Yeah.
and people are starting to fight now to get rid of it. But it's really a concern. I mean, there's so much going on right now. It's what happens when you have one party dominating the state. They just do whatever they want. And I feel sorry for Matthew Harper's our assemblyman.
Right.
I mean, what voice does he have?
Right. Right.
He can complain, but that's about it.
Yeah. That's
But they
true.
just ride right over him. So I don't know what to do about that, but it's really a concern because there's hundreds of thousands of illegals in California right now, and there's millions in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, somehow this thing has to stop. Now, there's only one party that's promoting this because they want more voters, but now if the Republicans had this position, I would still be here and complain about it. You know, so it's not a party issue.
Right. Right.
So it's
Hey, I
really-
want to mention there's a phone number to call.
Oh, yes, that's
because this
really-
time around you're serving a light meal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So people need to reserve. Am I
That's
right?
Yeah. that's
Okay.
right.
So the number is 424. The area code. So
Yeah.
424-291-2102.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I got calls from people. They said, "Is this the right number?" Because the person answered just said, "Leave a message." Well, yeah, it's the right number.
Okay.
But you know, he's not going to go on talk about 10 minutes about why you should reserve your seats.
Right.
So, anyway, yeah, we expect a pretty big crowd.
Okay. And again, that is Tuesday.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Monday. Tuesday, May 29th, 6 o'clock, still at Clubhouse 7, and you need to call 424-291-2102. And that way you can reserve your spot,
Right.
have a light meal, and meet Mark Mauser, right?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Okay.
We're really looking forward to it. He's, I mean, I'm just surprised it took so long for people to wake up to this problem. But it's, I'm really concerned about, I mean, everybody I talk to, I'm doing precinct walking right now, and people I talk to are, you know, they're saying, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, they're really, with this gas tax, the super rail, I mean, all this crazy stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
If I could afford, if my kids weren't living in California, I'd leave.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, thank you very much
for
coming on.
Ken.
I know you're going away on a trip, so have a good trip.
Thank you very much.
All right, you take care. And, you know, over the weekend on Saturday, there was a wonderful golf tournament that the Men's Golf Club did, and Lisa was out there. So, Lisa, take it away.
Thanks, Ken. We're at the 10th annual Memorial Golf Tournament here at Laguna Woods, and I'm going to be playing with a great foursome. I've got Doug, Brian, and Tom, and we're going to just see how we can win this thing. But other than that, we have some interviews coming up and a putting contest and all sorts of fun stuff, so stay tuned. I have David, John, and Don here with the Memorial Golf Tournament, and they're going to tell us a little bit about the tournament, how it came to be. Let's start with you.
Okay. We started this tournament maybe 12 years ago. This is our 10th version. We had a couple of years we missed, but mainly to raise money for the foundation of Laguna Woods Village. This is an effort on the part of the Men's Golf Club to give back to the community. And it's been very successful. We've raised over $100,000 in the last 10 years, so we keep it going.
So tell me a little bit about the tournament today, like how many golfers?
We're going to have about 181 golfers out there, so we're going to use all three courses today, and we have 3 hole-in-one today. 2 of them will have a car on each hole, and the other one will have a $1,000 gift certificate from PGA Superstore.
Well, how likely is it that someone's going to get a hole-in-one?
We hope.
Over the years, we've had 2.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
all right,
thanks.
Perfect. So tell me a little about some of the contests.
Well, we have a putting contest. We also have a long drive hitter that hits the ball, and then we turn around and use his shot. But what my real action is here is I'm special events director, and so I'm the one that goes out and asks the sponsors to sponsor the tournament. And this year we've just had a wonderful, wonderful turnout, and some people that have really stepped up for the tournament and for the foundation, which is what we're all here for.
Let's go check out what else is going on. So it seems to me that everybody's trying to get it to break to the left, but tell me how it's lying.
It actually does break to the left, but not till it gets to the hole. It'll go down the fairway there, and it'll turn to the right, and then it'll break back to the left.
So what do they need to do differently?
Speed. The speed of the putt is essential here. Okay. You have to make sure that you don't hit it too hard to hit it past the first break, but hard enough to make it hit the second break.
Okay. Well, that's good advice. Let's see who can get it.
You should do this today.
Should I try it? Okay. All right, I'll try it. I have Tom McCray. As you know, he is the director of golf here at Laguna Woods, and he has his own golf show, and he's running this whole thing today. Tell us a little bit about the golf tournament today.
Well, it's a very large tournament for a great cause, Laguna Woods Foundation. So they raise money for the benefit of some of the folks in the community that maybe are coming out under some harder times. And it's a great good bit of camaraderie and raising money for a great cause. We have 171 players taking over all 3 golf courses, different formats, lots of good dinner, maybe a beer or 2. I'm not sure, but maybe there's a beer and 2 of all. I'm not really sure. Not for you though. You're not gonna. No, none of that. You're on the clock, right?
That's right. I'm on the clock, so no beers for me.
So it should be a great day. The weather's starting to settle down a little bit. It's a little bit of a gloomy day, but it's a great day for golf.
We're looking forward to it. So. All right, I have Tom Circle here, who's the president of GRF Foundation, and wow, good turnout today.
We've been talking about it for months. On Channel 6, I've been talking about it. This obviously benefits our foundation. This is a huge tournament. We have over 180 golfers. We have sponsors. Everybody's going to have a great time, a great meal afterwards. We got raffle prizes. The Laguna Woods Men's Golf Course, the golf club has really stepped up, along with all the VMSI employees. Of course, you, Brian Gruner. Thanks to Brad and all the people from the VMSI employees that are here. As you can see, we've teamed up, and this is, I played in a lot of charity, charity golf tournaments, but this is one of the best, and today's going to be a wonderful day to benefit our foundation.
Well, how's your team looking?
I have some ringers. I got Brian Gruner and Lisa, and of course, one of our pros, Doug Stodgel. So we maybe end up in the money today. We'll see.
Well, I hope so. All right, we'll have fun. Great tournament. We had about 180 golfers and everybody had a great time. So we'll see you next time.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
My name is Francisco Perez. I work for the Department of Transportation, and we're here to present or show the Plano-Ride system, which is one of the systems coming on and servicing Saturdays and Sundays all day, and Monday to Friday from 8 o'clock to 10:30 at night. If you want to use the service of Plano-Ride, you please call 597-4659 to make a reservation 2 days before or the day of by noon time. That will be the latest time that you can request your pickup for the following day. One of the topics that we like to discuss about is safety. So mainly we like to make sure for the safety of the residents to be seated until the bus stops from moving. and do not get off your seat until the driver tells you so, for your own personal safety and to avoid any accidents or falls on the bus or outside the bus. So one of the key points is the ramp. The main thing here is this ledge. People like to get off the bus and cut corners, and they can trip and fall. For their own safety, please, when you walk out of the bus, straight out and then go to your right or your left, whichever works, okay? That's one of the key points. The other key point is do not stand when the bus is in motion. Any pertinent requests that you might have throughout the day, you want to get off the bus or you want to acknowledge the driver, please make sure you tell the driver when you go into the bus before he stops moving the vehicle. So that way he knows in advance where you need to get off or where would you like to be dropped off in whatever cul-de-sac request that you might have. The other topic is use the handrails. Assist yourself using the handrails of the bus to help you out in and out of the bus for your own personal safety. The other part of the system is if you have a medical aid, wheelchair, walker, when you call in to make a reservation in the main line, 597-4659, make sure you tell the dispatch person taking the reservation that you are on a wheelchair or you use a medical device, a walker, so they know in advance what to look for and be prepared when they get in on you onto the bus. The driver is already trained to perform the safe load and unload the wheelchair on the bus. So he will secure the wheelchair onto the bus and he will make sure that you'll be riding safe on the bus. So that's one of the #1 things that we train our drivers, so the passenger is secure and safe while on the bus. I'm Francisco Perez. I'm here to assist you in anything you might need. Please call us at 597-4659 and I will be happy to assist you.
Begin your new adventure on the Easy Rider fixed route bus system. Now it's even easier to travel around the village because there are less bus transfers. Go to all of your favorite places, go shopping, take classes, or grab lunch. And for your convenience, the Easy Rider has 8 bus routes that will take you around the village hourly, 9 to 5, 7 days a week. To reserve a ride before 9 or after 5, call Plan a Ride at 949-597-4659. With Easy Rider, you'll reach your destination in a snap. All of our buses are ADA accessible and have friendly drivers who will make sure you arrive safely and on time. Begin your new adventure on the Easy Rider. There are no fares, so bring a friend, make a friend. There's convenient bus stops in your neighborhood. For more information, call 949-597-4659.
I found my way to Burrell Institute through my optometrist. He diagnosed me with retinitis pigmentosa and gave me a referral to Braille. It's actually made a huge difference in my life. Each class gave me a certain type of independence, whether it's taking a bus. I never took a bus before. I always used to drive. So it gave me the independence of getting out of my community, taking the bus and getting to the market and back. The computer class, once again, I had to relearn my computer skills. Cooking is an issue. The stove could get dangerous. So they teach us other ways of cooking. That just falls back on being independent again. If I came across somebody who needed Braille's help to get their independence, I would actually let them know what it did for me. Braille, like I said, gave me back my independence. Braille Institute also has what they call low vision specialists, and they introduce you into devices such as handheld magnifiers, which are really great for on the go. Computer programs such as ZoomText. I owe everything to Braille. Getting my independence back, learning how to get around. I had people skills, but Braille Institute showed me as a visually impaired person, you can still do it. People, when they become visually impaired, they want to stay in a box and they don't want to leave their homes. They're afraid to go back to work. You can't do that. You got to get out the box, step out the door, and go to a place like Braille Institute so you can give yourself a peace of mind. You can still live a full life. Don't let your vision impairment slow you down.
All programs are offered at no charge thanks to the generous support of our donors. For more information about the broad range of free programs and services offered by Braille Institute, call 1-800-BRAILLE or visit brailleinstitute.org.
Different is powerful, yet calming. Different is a friendly smile. Different is accepting, not judging.
Different is the unexplained, left to the imagination.
A day without plans, to walk, to explore, a coastal drive with no destination. Different is anything but predictable. Different can be good. At South County Lexus, you'll find different is amazing.
And our movie today is All the Money in the World, and it stars Michelle Williams and Christopher Plummer. It's kind of it is a sad tale. It's also a bit of espionage and terror and all thrown into one. I say it's sad because it is a true story, because it's the story of the kidnapping of 16-year-old John Paul Getty III, who was the grandson of John Paul Getty, and the desperate attempt by his devoted mother to convince his billionaire grandfather to pay the ransom. And the story that goes in this is Mark Wahlberg is hired, the character I should say, that he plays is hired to find the boy. And it is all based on a true story. It's directed by Ridley Scott, who is known for these kind of movies that have a lot of not really terror behind it, but intrigue. And if this wasn't true, it is a great movie, but it's sad that it is, because of the impact that it had later in life on John Paul Getty III is quite remarkable. Good movie, it really is, and there's Mark Wahlberg in there, and all based on a true story. Christopher Plummer plays John Paul Getty in this film. We bring it to you today. It is rated R, primarily for adult situations and language, and that will be today at 2 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, a fairly long movie, it's 132 minutes. So there you go. Now, our Friday movie, 12 Strong, also based on a true story of the Army's Special Forces, the Green Berets, who within weeks responded to the 9/11 attack. The Green Berets, with the help of the 116th Squadron, took over the country and allowed other special forces and the rest of the conventional military to begin more publicly visible war and in Afghanistan. So good movie in this. Another long movie, 2 hours and 10 minutes, rated R again for action in adult situations and language. Chris Hemsworth is in this, and if he looks familiar, that is Thor, or the character or the actor who plays Thor. So this will be coming up on Friday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. Another really good movie. Are you an artist? Well, Art Affair is coming up, the Village Art Affair, and that will be on June 6th, but they're still looking for artists to join them. If you would like to do so, you can go over to Clubhouse 2 and sign up. They take artists of all different kinds, whatever you do. They always get a great turnout for this. The registration is $10 per person. So if you got some artwork and you'd like to participate in the Village Art Fair, which is going to be on June 2nd at 6 o'clock p.m. in Clubhouse 2, please go ahead and go over to Clubhouse 2 to sign up. If you have any questions, you can call 949-597-4286. And as I said, it's a great event. A lot of people sign up for that, and they get not only local artists from the village, but from the surrounding area as well. Hey, tonight the Global Harmony Symphony is putting on a support concert for their founding director, Valerie Geller. This is happening over at the Laguna Hills Community Center. It's right down the road. It's next to Laguna Hills High School. and it's free. It starts at 7:30. The program will run about an hour and 15 minutes. And one of the featured music is going to be from the movie The Sound of Music, or the play, depending on which one you liked better. It supports Valerie Geller, and she, of course, is the maestra of the Global Harmony Symphony. She's going through some medical things right now. We hope she does well, and we're able to see her again. But if you'd like to go, it is free. 7:30 p.m., Laguna Hills Community Center, and you'll be going to be hearing some great music. And also our own Laguna Woods Village Symphony is involved with this as well. All right, the weather. And if you liked yesterday, that's going to be pretty much our weather for the entire week, where we get some of that morning fog come in, just depending how thick it is. And then it clears up to a beautiful day, mild temperatures. As I said earlier, overall we are down by 5 or 6 degrees below normal right now. But still, it's very, very pleasant out, just beautiful weather. And same thing across. The difference is we might see a couple of those temps change a little bit. I did mention on Thursday there's going to be a system that comes in here. It's actually going to bring a lot of rain to Northern California and the Sierras. I mean, quite a lot of rain. Not a deluge, but over a span of time. This is a pretty big system. It could drop down here and bring a little moisture to us. And so on Wednesday night and Thursday, that may change. So we'll see about that. But overall, just some beautiful weather. Same thing around Orange County today. Excellent weather out there, and enjoy it. And if you want a little bit warmer, go out to Palm Springs. They're about 90 degrees for their average today. And if you want a little bit cooler, well, you can go up to the mountains. But really nice weather. Stay here. All right, we will see you tomorrow. We're going to get folks on from the Bridge Club. Also, Hearing Remedy. Ken Post will be here. And a candidate for the incumbent candidate for judge, Ted Howard, and also a couple members of the Cat Club. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.